heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
By order of the Pot of Dreams. Oh, that's really bad. That's terrible.
Are we in Boston?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
That's bad.
It's Thomas fucking Shelby.
Peaky fucking blinders.
That's better. Yeah, you're on the right track. You're at least in the same neighborhood at least.
Oi! You have to say oi a lot. Yeah, that's all I got. We're talking Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man on the Pot of Dreams.
Tommy, you live in a house haunted with ghosts of people who died because of you. You abandoned your kingdom, and you abandoned your son.
How does it feel to be a poor but I'm in front of now?
Your gypsy son is running the Peaky Blinders like it's 1919 all over again.
I could tell his secrets that would turn me pale. I can't help him because I'm not that man anymore.
I need to know that you are willing to take part in an act of treason that will decide this war for Germany.
The world don't give a fuck about me. And I don't give a fuck about the world.
I've heard you decided this wasn't your war.
It is now.
I'm looking for your son. Who the fuck are you?
Everybody stay calm, because this man, ladies and gentlemen, is Tommy Shelby.
Who the fuck is Tommy Shelby? Perhaps someone should explain to him who I am.
Once, I nearly got fucking everything. But nearly doesn't count.
Welcome to merry old England, jolly old England, Birmingham. You're on the Pot of Dreams. If you listen, we will pod. Kevin, Ben, Eric. Talking movies this week. I picked the Netflix original movie, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. And I just got to put my hand up and say I'm sorry that I picked this. Not that it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just not appropriate for this experiment that we have going on, because it's really a long episode of a TV show that neither of you guys watched, and I can't imagine watching this if I did not watch the show.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I watched the last season of the show.
You saw 80% of it or whatever. You saw most of the show.
The brother that he's torn up about dying, Arthur, was alive when I last watched the show. I think he dies in the last. That's the last episode
Spoiler
of the
alert.
show.
He dies.
Well, yes. Sorry. Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Peaky, if you are a fan and you want to watch this movie, I guess be warned, because it's going to spoil some shit. But I don't care.
It leans so heavily on the stuff that you learn from the show that it's got to be very confusing as somebody who didn't watch it.
It wasn't confusing, but I also felt it wasn't for me. So I kind of get what you're saying.
It wouldn't have landed. None of it would have mattered.
It was okay. I mean, this doesn't even need to be a long podcast. I thought it was fine. I for what it was, I think it did the beats. Even though I've not seen the show, we give our main character from the show a nice send-off. We set the stage. If we want to do Peaky Blinders, The Next Generation, you can do that. He gets a hero's death. Get a little bit of remember berries, move on. Right? That's what the movie was.
Barry Keoghan wasn't ever in the show. He did have a son, and I think there's a time jump, obviously, in when this starts from when the show ended. But yeah, I mean, I suppose he could take over the Peaky Blinders if they wanted to.
Yeah, they've just given them, they've written that in, right? Like if they want to do a new series where it takes place during World War II or after World War II, he can take over. We say bye to the old, in with the new.
Right.
It's fine. This movie made me think of El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that worked for what it was. It was fine. It was like a little coda for this one character in this one narrative arc. It was fine. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't incredible. But it did what you'd expect it to do. And this feels like this movie was probably as good as you could expect it to be. But Kevin, you were nodding earlier, and I'm rambling too much. So what did you think as a fellow non-Peaky Blinder?
There wasn't a point of entry for me. It was just there. It had characters that I was supposed to care about, but I didn't really know who they were. And I wasn't lost or anything. It wasn't confusing of a story, but it didn't draw me in either. It just was there. And
the first 45 minutes is just wallowing mostly. It's Thomas Shelby wallowing, right? We get Cillian Murphy wallowing and remembering all the stuff that happened that we didn't see, and he's bummed out about it.
Yeah.
And then we also get Eric, do you know, why did it have to be a twin? Why couldn't it be the lady he had sex with? Why did we have to do the weird twin seance thing? Is there a plot reason why?
Well, the lady died.
But did she die in the show? I think it was supposed to be like a ghost, pretty much. Because he kind of sees ghosts.
No, but she was alive, and she said she had a twin sister. Yes. Yeah. And she said her twin sister died, but inhabited her body. Why not just make it Zelda? Did Zelda die in the series?
Yeah.
Isn't Rebecca Ferguson
I don't
new?
know. Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson is new, so it's probably just to cast a new actor. I don't know. I thought she was a ghost for the most part. No?
But she talked to Barry Keoghan character. Yeah, she interacted with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy sees ghosts, but she's not one of them. She's a real person, I think. But
she kind of just appears at places.
Well, she's with these she's with these like gypsies or whatever that are on his property at the beginning of the movie, and she shows up and gets the ball rolling, gets him laid, gets him out of his stupor, I guess. I don't know. But I guess I didn't know why you couldn't just have it be the lady he slept with at the World's Fair in 1914. Like, oh, she just came back. And it's their son. Why does it have to be the twin sister? It was a weird device to say, my twin sister's spirit is going to inhabit my body for a bit.
Barry Keoghan's aunt then? So then there's maybe a connection, because then they're related.
No. That's his mom's, that's, sure.
His mom's sister.
Yeah, but couldn't it just be his mom? Why not have it be his mom?
She must have died in the show then.
I was trying to figure this out.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I assume she died in the show, and they just needed to bring her back somehow, and just used the twin story.
Okay. Very weird. I don't know.
What was her name? Koala or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
She had a weird name. Her character, it was kind of like, she's kind of like the Dune mom, very similar, kind of like weird.
Played by the same person.
It's the same actor, so yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a lot of remembering stuff, and then yes, you see characters and like, oh, I'm supposed to. They go to fight the Nazis or whatever, and he meets the dudes. They're like, I'm probably supposed to be happy to see those characters again one last time.
Yeah.
But I don't know them, so I don't care.
Well, like, I think the weakest part of the movie is that like really only Cillian Murphy is, and then the little buddies that help them in the final battle. Those are really the only people from the show. Because like all the other, and the sister who dies right away, but literally everyone else, Barry Keoghan, Rebecca Ferguson, they're all new. They're not even from the show at all. So you're not even really bringing that component into the movie in any way. Tim Roth, new character, that he wasn't part of the show.
Sure, I think
Nazi.
Yeah, the bad guy's not even. So it's actually kind of like a weak. It would be like a weak version of the show. Like there's better episodes of the show than this movie was.
Oh, I'm sure.
The season finale of the first season is way better than this movie, and it's probably about the same length, really. So it was kind of like a bad episode, a bad finale of a show is really what this movie feels like to me.
Now, going back a little bit to Peaky Blinders, that was all happening during the First World War?
Yeah, so the show starts where Tommy Shell becomes back from World War One.
Okay.
And he's like shell shocked because they were like in the no man's land, and he was like, killing Germans or whatever, or Russians maybe, I think, for the most part. The English were fighting in World War One. Can't remember exactly, but he's like totally fucked up from that, and sees ghosts and all that stuff. And then he comes back to England and basically starts the big gangster, the Peaky Blinders, with his brothers, and basically takes over England from organized crime.
And he's a gypsy? Is that correct?
Yeah, like their family has gypsy ties. Like in Snatch, where it's like there's like the I guess that's like a big gypsy culture in England.
Okay.
They were Romanian, right? Or from Romania or whatever, half Romanian.
Pikeys.
Yeah, he's half British, half Romanian, I think.
In Snatch, they're called Pikeys, but I think they're supposed to be like the Peakies, the Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
It's like a lineage of, I guess there's a big lineage of gypsies in English history.
Sure.
But yeah, that's not a huge part of the show. That's just like a part of their family history, is they have like gypsy.
Okay, because they would speak Romanian every now and then, or some language.
I think Rebecca Ferguson did.
It was
right?
Romanian. I think Cillian Murphy does it a little bit. So does Barry Keoghan. Every once in a while, a sentence or two. Yeah.
Yeah, he takes over the Garrison, the pub, which is in this movie. Like, that's a big part of the show. And they start running alcohol and guns and all sorts of stuff.
Sure, they do a bunch of Prohibition era stuff. I know it's not Prohibition necessarily.
It's like Winston Churchill's a big part of it. Yeah.
Sure, that's fine. I mean, I got the context. It sounds interesting. I think I'd like it, but I don't want to.
And it's a lot like Breaking Bad, where it's like he gets in these crazy, like, how you get out of this situation, and then finally pulls some, like, he had a plan the whole time to get out of it, that kind of stuff.
Sure. And I get what you mean. Like, it doesn't have all the characters. I mean, that's what I felt about El Camino, right? We had Jesse, we had a couple of other characters, but we can't really have Walter White. He has a brief cameo. We can't do the whole thing. We kind of want to give this character a little bit more of an arc. We just think there's a little bit more we could say. Let's end this on a better note. And it's fine. It's totally fine.
The El Camino is a very good comp for what this movie was.
And it's fine. It's totally fine for what it is. I liked Tim Roth as a villain for what it's worth. It wasn't amazing, but he was just
he's pretty good. I like Tim Roth.
He wasn't boring. He was fun. A British guy who
and the concept of because like I said, there's a time jump, because I think most of the first season is like before, like in the 30s, right? 20s and 30s, yeah. And then so there must be a 10-year time jump at least.
Yeah, because it was 1940 by the time.
To World War II, the Blitzkrieg, the Nazis are bombing England, and the idea of how do we win this war? It's towards the end of World War II, right? Because the Nazis are on the ropes, and they're like, we need to figure out a way to.
No, it's 1940, so it's kind of the start of
everything. Actually.
Well, yeah, the idea that that's how we overthrow England is
hyperinflation.
Is this after Dunkirk? It's got to be after Dunkirk, right? Or maybe before? Okay, whatever. But yeah, the idea that we're going to flood it with this fake currency, and that'll drop the English economy.
I think Dunkirk's after this. I want to say Dunkirk is 41. I'm not certain, but I would bet it was after this.
I don't know. I thought that was a cool concept. Anyways, that's it. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but
I tried to look it up. I didn't find anything about it.
I think the Peaky Blinders were real. That was a real gang in England.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, as a plot conceit, it was good. Fine. We got Nazis trying to mess stuff up. We got an evil British fascist douche. We want to see get taken down. It's fine. He's not the best villain ever, but it does the job.
Yeah.
It's sufficient. Just over the line. They have one brief exchange where they're talking about what they did during the First World War, Cillian Murphy and Tim Roth, and it's a nice little exchange. A little bit of a chess match. They're both pretty competent. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, the nostalgia and being like, oh, I get to see these characters.
The father-son stuff didn't totally work for me. That just, there's just not a real connection. They don't even really talk to each other much in the movie. You get a lot of Barry Keoghan being pissed that his dad abandoned him, and then there's like one sort of confrontation, then they sort of reconcile. He pours him a drink, and then they work together. But then you think he's also betraying him, in the end he doesn't. There's just not a whole lot between the two of them.
No, it felt like a conceit because it felt like they really wanted to give themselves an in to carry the narrative on.
Yeah,
like they're going to write this new character in that. I don't know, was Duke in the original show?
No, well, Barry Keoghan wasn't. I know he was cast just for this movie.
Well, right.
Yeah, he was only in his 20s, so he would be like super young.
Yeah.
During the actual show.
But I didn't know if the character of his eldest son called Duke was even in the series. I don't remember
if there was a story. Maybe there was a storyline where he had sort of like a out of wedlock gypsy son, and because he had a bunch of kids that died. I know one of his kids died. He did have
a daughter.
Yeah.
He's really sad. He's got another son who doesn't play in this narrative at all.
Right. Who was in the show.
But it feels like they wanted to write a new character who's the right age, just so they have runway. Like, they may not ever do it, but, like, they've got an opportunity to do more Peaky Blinders if they want. It felt like they needed to write him in, right? Because it's weird that you have this character that didn't play much of a part in the whole series, and then he's this big character and he passed. It just doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. It felt more like a narrative contrivance than a real relationship. Yes.
The El Camino thing is so like on point because it's like Breaking Bad was on AMC. It wasn't even a Netflix show, but it got super popular on Netflix. And then once it ended, they go like, how do we really capitalize on this? Because they don't own the show, and so they're like, oh, we'll just make a movie based on that, which we'll own. And that'll sort of carry it on. And that's exactly what happened here. Is like Peaky Blinders is not a Netflix show. It's on like BBC or something like that. And then it gets super popular on Netflix. And they don't own it, so they can't capitalize on the rights. So they make a separate movie that they do own. It's crazy. I mean, that's exactly what happened.
I kept thinking about El Camino the whole time. I was like, oh, this is just the exact same vibe. This is just, even though I haven't seen the series, it's like this sounds exact same thing.
Yeah.
The one thing that genuinely bothered me, I hated the music. The music drove me nuts.
Yeah. Well, that's the Peaky Blinders show thing that's exactly what it is. It's It's a lot of Arctic Monkeys played really, really loud.
I hated it.
Sort of English punk rock
like, shut up. Let's
a huge part of the show.
It's very anachronistic.
Right, like the Massive Attack
modern
song.
Metal,
yeah. Obviously not. Yeah. There's like Radiohead songs. Yeah, it's a lot of that with the show.
It did not work for me. It just kept drawing attention to it. It kept taking me out. I was like,
the Nick Cave song, "The Red Right Hand," is like a big part. That's like the intro song to the. If you ever watch an episode and it's like the show starts, it's that Nick Cave song.
Okay.
And the Bad Seeds. What was the Nick Cave band? Is that right?
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Bad Seeds. Okay. All right. Yeah.
That was the only thing I actively disliked.
Second Nick Cave reference, because the Jesse James, right? Wasn't he actually in that? Right? Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing that like actively disliked. It was off-putting and annoyed me. It's like I didn't.
You won't
need
like the show then, because that's a like I said.
Like just there's these big dramatic moments. Why are we blasting music? Like I don't get what's happening emotionally. Why do we have to add this? Like it didn't make me like the movie more. It was a distraction, I thought. But can we talk about the grenade move when he's in the pub?
And the soldier freaks out and runs out and gets and explodes somewhere.
Yeah, so it's the return of Thomas Shelby at the garrison, and it's overrun, and he's like walks in there and
turns off the music. He's being a badass. He's like, I need information. It's fine. He gets confronted by a soldier who pulls a gun on him. He's like, sweetheart, let me tell you what's gonna happen. And then they have a conversation, and his response to this is to take out a grenade, like pull the pin and put it in a guy's pocket. And that guy, that could have gone so crazily wrong, right? Like, that was like best case scenarios that he runs to the street and explodes out there. He didn't throw it at anybody else. Couldn't have just exploded in the pub. Couldn't he have taken a bunch of other people out with him?
It would have made sense to pull the pin and just hold it there, not release the thing and be like, you shoot me, I'm dropping this, everybody dies, and then he won't shoot you. That would make perfect sense to me. I mean, it's suicidal, but like, yeah, he's not going to shoot you then, because then everybody dies.
Right, but instead he like makes it go off, and
right.
The guy does
That's
the
crazy.
only thing that could work out for Thomas Shelby in that scenario by running to the street and dying
Right.
there. Although he could have killed somebody else on the street. I mean, you don't even know.
Could have just grabbed the grenade and thrown it out the window or something.
Right, throwing it behind the bar or hugged Thomas Shelby, and then they both like. It's an insane move, and I know we're supposed to view him as insane, but I'm like, it annoyed me that it worked out just that exact way.
Yeah, it was a little too convenient.
Like there had to be a better way to show him being a badass. It kept annoying me. Like that really could have gone.
That's lazy
wrong.
writing. That's lazy writing, I think.
Like that would be how a soldier would react, is just to run out to the street. Like, yeah, he wouldn't chuck it. I don't know. It was crazy, but I get it. He's this big dramatic moment. He's back, kind of thinking I'm back. Sure, it's this John Wicky kind of moment. Right. Sure.
Yeah.
He's coming out of retirement, but it was just I couldn't wrap my head around the move. It just seemed more crazy than effective.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I agree. Don't disagree with that.
But
and then like at the end when he has the like landmine, he like falls and he's running with the landmine, he's going to blow up the money, right? And he like falls. Like what if it had gone off then? Like that bothered me too. Is like you got this landmine thing, you're running with it. Like be a little more careful. If you fall and flip it over, then you're blowing up. I wouldn't be just sprinting like that and rolling on the ground. But yeah, and I suppose in the end, again, spoiler alert. Like when he dies, that probably meant like nothing to you. You're like, okay, well, how the fuck do I care? Like.
Well, I get it.
I'm supposed to care, right?
Right,
you really,
for sure. I don't have an emotional reaction to that.
Right.
Like, and it's clear he was going to die from the get-go. Like, you're not going to do anything else with a sad, washed-up gangster than just have him die a hero. That's it. Like, that's the move. That's the only way to write out of that. It's like, he's not going to keep living and advising his son. He can't be around. He's got to go. It's fine. And he got to die taking out Nazis and confronting his trauma from World War I, right? He has to crawl through the trench in the muck again one last time. What started it all? It's fine. It's reasonably good writing for what it is, right? I mean, it's just given what they're doing. I get it.
Yeah, because
I
think he was like he was digging the barracks or whatever and the no man's land, right? Isn't that what that area was called in World War One?
Well, between the trenches,
the tunnels, yeah. The tunnels in between the trenches or something like that.
It's fine. Yeah, you got it. You're bringing it back. He's confessing his sins, so he's getting rid of the guilt of having killed his brother. Gets to be with his family again. Pass the torch on.
Yeah.
Why did he kill his brother? Did they say?
I think there was something about. Like I said, I didn't watch the last season. I think it happened in the last season, but if I remember right, I think
that was like a reveal that he killed his brother.
Yeah, I don't think he I think you're supposed to think his brother killed himself.
Right, yeah.
But then he actually didn't.
I think his brother was like a junkie or whatever,
like
alcoholic.
Oh yeah, in the show.
Yeah, and he was going crazy and causing problems.
Yeah.
And he was sick of dealing with his brother's bullshit.
Actually, that guy was in also in Jesse James. The other brother. He was one of the Arthur was one of the gang in Jesse James.
Oh,
I think.
Okay.
If I remember right. I think so. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he was. Like Tom Hardy was also in the show. I thought Tom Hardy would show up in the movie, but I think maybe he died too.
I feel a lot of the characters died in the series.
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah, all of his brothers
show.
died. Like all of his brothers died.
Right. You're in it's a violent.
Sam Neill's in there. He dies too. Like yeah, it's a good show. Like it's a really good show.
Sure, I get it. Like he survived, but a lot of his loved ones died, and it's a bummer. And then he's like, "What is it all for?" And in the end, he said he almost had everything, and by that he meant his like wife and kid. We didn't make it because of he was a fucking gangster. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, yeah, making a living out of killing and hurting people, like, yeah, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. That's how it works.
So yeah, that guy's not in Jesse James. So I was wrong about that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you like this show and you wanted a little more Peaky Blinders in your life, then you probably enjoyed it.
Sure. Yeah.
Didn't think it was even a particularly good episode of this show. But Netflix just throwing money at stuff. It's just the typical streamer crap where it's just I'm honestly like done with that kind of stuff where it's just like cash grab by the artists. The artists obviously they want to get paid and make more. It's just content spinning.
It is
without any purpose. Which has it ever worked? Is that ever name a streaming movie that was good, like a streaming only movie that was good? I can't think of what's the best Netflix movie? I guess Marriage Story maybe.
And what didn't Scorsese do one directly on Netflix, or did his get
Irishman? But
yeah,
if you really like that,
I haven't seen it. I don't know. I don't know if I need another Scorsese gangster movie.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. But I don't know if I just care. Yeah, there aren't many. There was Roma or whatever, like an Italian movie, I think.
That was pretty good.
They got some love every once in a while.
All the Apple ones. I had an Apple subscription, so I watched all the Apple ones. They're all terrible. Apple
yeah,
TV.
I mean, they won Best Picture, but Coda, did you particularly like that movie, or have you ever thought about that movie since?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh, it's the one Oscar winner you haven't seen.
I haven't seen Green Book either, so no, I haven't seen either one of those. I've not kept up. Neither one of those movies sounds particularly appealing to me, really. But yeah, those are the two gaps.
I don't, because you would think as a filmmaker or so, you'd have the same desire to make something good, whether or not the box office has an impact or not. But is it just that little factor is oh, this has to be good enough so people go see it in the theater that makes stuff better? I don't know. Or is it just that these streamers have their claws in it and they direct what happens? And because the Apple stuff, right? Any Apple movie, there's going to be a scene where they show that they're on their iPhone and you got to see that very clearly, or they pull out their iPad and you can see their Apple Watches. That's the whole purpose of that, is just to advertise Apple shit. They don't care what else is. They don't care what's happening as long as even in F1, which is an Apple movie, everybody's got to have iPhones. We got to have actors that are on Apple shows in the movie. That's all they give a shit about. They don't care what happens in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, with some of these, it's a weird spot because you're not going to get a theatrical release for a Peaky Blinders movie.
Nobody would go see it.
That wouldn't, even 30 years ago, that wouldn't have happened, right? You wouldn't get a theatrical release for a final episode of a TV show.
Yeah, but
El Camino wouldn't either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't get a theatrical release. It's kind of thing that would only ever exist in the era of streaming.
Thrones would have worked. If you put those last few episodes of Game of Thrones in the theater, people would have turned up for that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Game of Thrones was one of the last big time unicultural, monocultural things we had. Where a lot of people were into it. I don't know how much more of that exists anymore, but you wouldn't have a Peaky Blinders movie that gets theatrical. You wouldn't have an El Camino movie that Breaking Bad movie that gets released in the theater.
Well, yeah, I mean, Breaking Bad wasn't popular until it got on Netflix, really.
So I think it's more that the creators maybe it was about money for the creator. I get why Netflix wants it, right? They just care about content, but it's the original creator, right? That's directed and wrote it.
Yeah.
Stephen Knight.
Yeah.
Same thing with El Camino. It's okay, they got some money and they said, well, I think there's a little bit more meat on this bone. Let's do it. And in the case of Peaky Blinders, you want to give yourself a chance to write more. I think pretty clearly they want to at least have that option to where they can pitch to the BBC or whoever, hey, we've got people that can do this. We've got our lead. We can do more Peaky Blinders. I don't know. It's really just it's a weird streaming era thing, though, is the bottom line. It just wouldn't happen. I don't know if we're ever going to get a Community movie, but that would be another streaming situation. It's not going to ever be in the theater.
Right.
It only exists to fill content, but if it's the original creators and it can scratch the itch, it's fine. I mean, this whole thing, Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man, is totally fine. Like, I just gotta emphasize, I think, other than the music, it's perfectly okay. Like, how would you make it better? What would you realistically be able to do that's better, right? Like,
I thought you could make a more compelling story. Like, it's just this sort of like the Nazis are trying to bring money into England, and the Peaky Blinders are going to stop them. Like, it just seemed kind of lazy and rushed, maybe a little bit. Like, maybe, hey, Netflix is going to pay us money to make more Peaky Blinders. We got to think of something. And this is like the best they came up with, you know.
Nazis.
Well, I think they want to kill Cillian Murphy, and they don't want him to go out on a downer, right? Like, you don't want him like
hero.
Yeah, murdering kids or something,
but
right?
Unlike the show where you have like 6 episodes or however many to build a narrative and then have that conclude, this has to all happen within the span of like an hour and a half.
That's what I'm saying. Right, right. You have to get in and out, and you want it to be at least sort of accessible for somebody. Like, I'm at least a tiny bit interested in the show now. I don't know that I'm going to watch Peaky Blinders, but I'm more interested than when I started before I watched the movie.
For example, is a movie that an hour and a half or whatever, like, doesn't have any pre-existing, and I get everything I want out of that movie. Twister. I don't know anything about these people until the movie starts, and it's all just about chasing a tornado, and it's perfect in every possible way. It is a perfect movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a backstory with all of them. And
I don't know what you mean.
I care more about, if Bill Paxton got taken up in a tornado than I would about
I wish he would have.
Thomas Shelby.
I wish they just made out in the middle of a tornado and then just their body was sprayed everywhere. But this is based on a show, right? That's the difference. Is you have to acknowledge the previous narrative, right? You have all this narrative that you have to baggage that you have to include in the movie. You have to find a way. You can't just completely ignore it. You can't and treat him like just a brand new character. You got to have a resolution, so you got to introduce a villain and kill him, and you want to introduce a new character so that you can write more Peaky Blinders, maybe. Or
just do it's like John Wick kind of thing where he's just killing people for an hour and a half or something. I don't know.
If there was more of that, I would have liked that more. Right. He does the grenade to the kid and then the shootout, and then he doesn't really do anything else. He sets the landmines.
Well, the show wasn't really like an action-packed show either. There was always like some fights and stuff like that, but it wasn't like a...
Well, right, it's not John Wick, but that's part of the thing too, is you're not going to turn it. You've got a show that's not John Wick. But even then, he doesn't do that much. I mean, there's not even that much of a chess match, right? He's like, he'll come here trying to kill me. They have a shootout. He counts how many rounds are in the gun left. Okay. But then at the end, he crawls through the dirt and then sets the landmines. What else does he do? And I guess he shoots Tim Roth right at the very end. That's it.
Sacrifices himself.
Comes up with the plan, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the boats have bombs on them. That was all him.
Realistically, I just don't think you could expect better from a Peaky Blinders movie based on a 6 series run or however many 5. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I mean, you have an hour and a half. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have...
It's not going to be speed.
You don't have to be beholden to the narrative. You could just create your own story. You just have to have Cillian Murphy in it as Tommy Shelby.
But you don't have to place it on the timeline anywhere?
No,
He's just in a situation?
It obviously has to fit in that time frame, but it just, I mean, it's a fan... I think fan service is really where these things go wrong. And like, El Camino, that was just fan service. That was trying to make the fans happy. And this is too. This is just trying to service the need of Peaky Blinders fans to have more Peaky Blinders, which I think is where they always go wrong. Is like trying to service what you think the fans want rather than like actually just making something.
I don't know how you do a one-off. Something where you mentioned you get 6 episodes. How do you do a one-off where we open and close the loop in this new situation for an older Cillian Murphy who, like, it doesn't probably want to play the character anymore?
Stranger Things, for example. Like, if they made a Stranger Things movie, which is basically what those last episodes were, like, that's just fan service. You're just trying to, add to the story, but only in a way that, like, buttons things up in this, tiny little frame. I mean, I thought originally they were going to release the final Stranger Things episodes in the theater. I remember reading that.
Well, maybe I didn't see any of the last season.
I don't know.
The narrative blow was too much. Yeah,
I wouldn't have Netflix if it weren't for my children. I never watch it. I don't think there's anything really good on it. Not a huge fan of it.
Okay, fair enough. I don't really have a counter argument to that. I don't know the last really good thing I watched.
Unless they want to sponsor our podcast, then I love Netflix. It's the greatest thing ever.
Way better than HBO.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably give it like 2.5 stars, something like that.
Yeah, it's reasonable. I give it 2 stars. I just didn't care about anything that was happening.
I'm in the ballpark, 2.5. If it cut out the music, I might even bump it up to a 3. But I mean, to me, it does everything I'd expect the movie to do. It's not exceptional. It's not great. I'm sure the show is better.
Cillian Murphy's a good. I mean, that's fucking Oppenheimer. He's a good actor, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big fan of his.
But he mopes around really well for a good 45 minutes. That's fine. He does some good moping.
It's funny you mentioned Dunkirk. Both he and Barry Keoghan are in Dunkirk as well.
Sure.
Just kind of interesting.
Doesn't he kill Barry Keoghan in that one?
He pushes him down the stairs on the boat. Yeah,
Is the boy okay? Yes, he has PTSD. And yeah. I can't go back.
Georgie.
Is the boy okay? Yeah. But I get it. I don't think you could, if you were going to do a Peaky Blinders movie, I don't know what you do any better. I don't know. It's what you do. Yeah, it's kind of haphazard. It's kind of shoddy. Whatever.
Okay.
Goodbye, Thomas Shelby.
Yeah.
You went out on a high note.
Killing Nazis.
I like tonight. Like, hey, what we're doing is a good thing. We'll get no medals. Nobody will know we've done it, but it's a good thing. Okay, great. Like everybody just kind of did it and like, yeah, this is the correct thing. We're going to get this done. And kill a bunch of Nazis.
Save England from the Nazis. All right. Well, that was Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man. Who is not immortal. He actually is very mortal.
Oh, he'll live forever.
Why was it called
the
Immortal Man?
I don't know. His spirit will live on forever.
Yeah, he wrote the book, right?
He
memorialized
his
his adventures. And then they'll be made by the BBC. Is the BBC thing originally?
I think so. I think that's right. Not 100% sure about that.
Well, I see it looks like more of a violent masterpiece theater is what it looks like, the bits I've seen. But all right. Mr. Chang. Or Duke, excuse me.
Yeah, so we're going to year of our Lord 1992.
Okay.
It had a budget of $4.5 million. The U.S. domestic box office was $71,000.
Okay.
It is in Cantonese, and it is a Hong Kong action movie.
Rumble in the Bronx?
Nope. Okay. Close though. This one is
Hard Boiled?
a John Woo joint. What'd you say?
Hard Boiled?
Yeah, that's right. Hard Boiled.
Okay. All right.
I saw this movie in 1993 as a college freshman in the theater, and I wanted to see if it's still cool, I thought it was.
This is a movie my brother was quite fond of, so watched it quite a bit in high school and college years. And I just remember the one scene where Chow Yun-fat, right? He's like the star, where he shoots up all the guys and he's got like a toothpick and then he slides down and spits it out and then shoots it. It was a pretty badass scene, but I remember being very stoned and watching that and thinking it was the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
How much of your movie taste do you think is just directly attributable to your brother? Do you think?
Quite a bit. Oh, quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is streaming for free on Plexi, something called Plexi.
Okay.
And maybe on Tubi. And
I might
stuff.
own this. I might have bought like a John Woo 4K pack. I have to go look.
I did. I haven't seen it. And for a while, it wasn't available to stream at all anywhere.
Right.
Like, it was absolutely just completely absent from the streaming world. So I bought it for like $5 on a DVD store. So
Okay.
I'm gonna watch my DVD. This is awesome,
So,
actually.
But I remember it being dubbed. So you watching the original Cantonese version, just so we're all on the same page here.
If I can, I prefer subtitles to dub.
I think the one I have has subtitles.
I saw it in subtitles in theater, but I don't know if the one I have is subtitled or not.
I'm pretty sure the first time I saw it was dubbed. It was just some like white dude's voice doing all the like Akira. Like I know the first time I saw that it was dubbed with English.
It was when I saw Rumble in the Bronx that it was dubbed.
Yeah.
I was really confused. Like, what is going on? What's wrong with it? Mouths? Why do they sound
really
so
what
weird?
Started it all for my brother was Rumble in the Bronx. That was the big one. I remember seeing that in the theater, and then he was just all in with like Hong Kong movies.
So that meant you were all in with Hong Kong movies.
Eventually, yeah, for sure. That's a sweet
decided
movie.
what movies Eric and I are going to watch.
I got to go back and revisit Rumble in the Bronx.
Sure.
But
terrific.
We're watching Hard Boiled, so.
Yep.
Isn't Tony Leung his like partner in that movie, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's like a big time actor too. Like
In
the Mood for Love, right? Isn't he in that? I think that's him. And then he was in the Shang-Chi movie. He was like the bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe you, Eric.
Yeah,
you guys looking at me like I'm
Shang-Chi movie. No,
I believe this is me. I can't confirm or deny. I believe you. I don't know. I haven't seen Shang-Chi. I haven't seen Hard Boiled, so I can't say.
Okay.
I believe you.
All right. Well, maybe watch some foreign films every once in a while. All you do is watch American movies. Jeez.
Wasn't Shang-Chi
expand
an American
your
movie?
horizons a little bit. Gosh.
Or because it stars a non-white person, it's now a foreign movie?
I mean, stop watching just 80s action movies, Ben. Expand your horizons.
I'm going to the 90s action movies, baby. We're going to the 90s now.
All right. Hard boiled.
Yep.
Heck yeah, dudes.
John Woo. We know you love John Woo, Ben.
No, I just did. Mission Impossible 2 is a mess.
So you're going to think the same thing about this movie. I guarantee it.
I doubt it, but okay, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. There's a time and place for weird action and slow-mo shots. I don't think
there's a lot of slow motion in this.
I don't think Mission Impossible is the spot for those.
All right.
I think that's misplaced.
Okay. Got it. All right. Hard boiled. Thanks for listening. Pot of dreams. Have a good one.